guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are getting straight into this video. Right now I'm showing you how my hair is looking right before I retied. I washed it a couple of days ago, so my hair is pretty much freshly cleaned. And yeah, usually when I start interlocking, I can fit my finger inside of my lock basically, so that tells me that I have enough new growth to start interlocking. So these are the products I'm using. I'll link the interlocking tool down in the description, and then I'm also using my spray bottle to keep my hair moisturized while I'm interlocking. So before I start interlocking my hair, I always make sure to find that part from ear to ear because that separates the direction that I interlock in. So the back half is in a different direction than the front half, so I just make sure to separate that so I don't mess up my rotation going forward. So I always start off in the back. So right now you're just seeing me part off a row. I don't use a mirror or a comb while I am parting my hair in the back, mostly because I just don't care about the parts, but also because I can kind of feel the parts pretty well, so I feel like I don't really need to use a mirror to do this part in the back. I've done interlocking for my previous sets of locks, so I'm pretty good at feeling where my part is and making it, you know, relatively straight enough where it's not like going too crazy or anything like that. But yeah, I make sure to wet the part so that I can really use those clips to make my part as neat as possible. And I do go into my bathroom and check the part in the mirror just to make sure it's not looking too bad. But yeah. So here I am doing a lock in real time for you guys. So what I do first is wrap any loose hairs around my lock. I just basically like kind of two-strand twist it around the lock, and then I just go in with my interlocking tool. I loop it through the tool, and I always end my rotations going down. So in order to make sure I don't put any holes in my locks, I go from the side and then I go down. I only do the 2-point rotation, so it's easier for me to not mess up the rotation pattern. It's easier for me to remember which direction the lock head went into previously. So yeah, that's how you don't create any holes in your locks. You make sure that you always basically do a crisscross pattern when you're interlocking, so that you're never going through the same direction twice. So you're gonna see in a second here that I made this lock too tight. I should have ended this rotation on a previous rotation, the one right before this one, instead of doing that last rotation, which made it too tight to my scalp. The lock that I'm about to do right now, that one is done correctly, where it's not too tight on my scalp. So I'll show you guys after this lock is finished what my scalp looks like in comparison to one that's done too tightly in comparison to one that's done correctly. So as you can see, the one I'm touching right now, there's like a little bit of space at the root where I can kind of like pull at it, but the one next to it is definitely too tight to my scalp. I really can't even get my nail underneath in between my scalp and the root. So yeah, just be careful and don't interlock your hair too tightly. It definitely doesn't feel good. It feels like, you know, when you have braids that are too tight. So yeah, definitely try not to interlock your hair that tightly, because that can actually cause breakage as well. I did want to point out that it is important to keep your hair pretty damp. Just make sure you have your spray bottle with you to mist your hair if you feel like your hair is getting dry. You don't want to interlock your hair on dry hair, because that can cause breakage and like snagging and everything like that. So, and it also is easier to interlock your hair on damp hair because it's just a little bit more malleable. So we are on the last front section of my hair. I am sorry because I should have recorded more of the side of my hair in comparison to the top of my hair, because the way that I interlock the sides is it doesn't really make sense if you're just looking at it from the top angle. They end in the same rotation, but from the top it looks like you're just going backwards, but from the sides the rotation looks like it's ending on the side instead of going back. It is pointing back to the nape of my head, but it just looks different. It's like a visual thing that I'll have to show you in my next interlocking video, so I do apologize for that. So after I'm done with my hair, I like to go in and re-moisturize my hair and then oil my scalp. I'll either use the Melanin Hair Care Oil or my DIY oil. And then lastly, I'll go in with the OGX coconut oil weightless oil mist and spray that all over my hair as well. Thank you guys so much for watching through this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and also follow me on my socials, which will be in the description box below. I'll catch you guys in another video. All right, bye.